Oh dear. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. You know that you cause that, starting soon. Because the man come on in his war apparels. Jeez. Watch the mano. Watch the mano. Spursy Earns is in the building. And it's the first time I've seen him behave like this. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Big week.
Talk to me nice.
Big week. Big week for Tottenham. But this is where it stops, bro. Burnley. Yeah. But we'll talk about it in that hot minute. Welcome aboard, people. It's the Fixture List Show. As you can see, Spursy Earns is in the building. Crystal Davis, Talawa TV /Jamaica to the world. Actually, let me get it right. Jamaica, Portland to the world. And a good friend of mine, many bruises, many bumps, many nights I've had to go in and take some extra strong painkillers after a tackle from him. Sunil in the building, mad Liverpool fan. I've been asking him to come on the show for many months, but he joins me. And you know why he's only just joined me on the show today? Because he's at every game. He's at every game. You probably got your FA Cup tickets as well, haven't you?
I don't do every game. I have got my cup final ticket. I'm traveling out to Paris, hoping to get one sorted fairly soon. But I do a fair few, yeah. Unfortunately, Sunil,
you'll get your ticket. You'll get your ticket. I don't know where Daddy Ernie is today. Hopefully he'll join us in a hot few. But it was a big week of football. If you're watching, guys, and you're clocked in on YouTube, please do us a favor. Hit that like button right now. Smash that like button now. Hit the like button so we can get some of our traffic going. And if you're on Facebook, you can do the same. The like button is still the same. I think the thumb is this way around on Facebook. And on YouTube, it's this way around. I'm only making it up. Just hit the like button, yeah? Hit the like button. So welcome, guys. Fixture list this weekend. Let's start with the obvious. Ern.
Yo.
Big prediction last week. You were bold.
Was I wrong?
No.
Of course not.
Wasn't wrong.
I wasn't. Yeah. You got to talk to me nice today, yeah?
Well,
real nice. No Sainsbury's pictures. No nonsense, mate.
You see, yeah. I wasn't gonna go Sainsbury's picture. I got something else, but differently.
Yeah.
The Liverpool game was the pain for me. I don't care what happens about. I couldn't care less about what happens to Arsenal.
Yeah.
North London derby. That's too trivial for me. It's almost childish like now. But you done well.
Right.
3-0.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Liverpool game first. See, the Liverpool game was
yeah. Sorry.
Wait, one second, guys. Robert, check the private chat, please.
Let me have a look at the private chat. I don't know. We'll check. We are getting some. I can hear it myself.
I can't hear anything. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, of course. What about you, Sunil? Can you hear me, mate?
I can hear you,
yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll start off with Liverpool first. Well, listen, that game, I was upset. The best team drew, mate. And if you know football, yeah, you can tighten your lips and turn your head all you want, guys. If you know football, you know, yeah, there was a game plan. And the game plan was pretty simple. The game plan was to frustrate, nullify, and attack.
That was
we did all of that, yeah?
You didn't have a game plan. You didn't have a game plan.
We did.
You came there.
We had no problems you having the ball.
No, it wasn't your game plan.
We had no problems.
It was not your game plan to frustrate. It was a game plan to play counter-attack football. Wasn't to frustrate.
No. Come on, let's do this properly. Let's forget how I look today. but let's have a proper conversation. All right.
That's hard. That's hard.
If you watch the game, you will see against Liverpool that we had no interest of doing pitter patter passing balls. We're just capitalizing and waiting. You can call it counter attack, but there was a reason for the way we played, and we've actually given the world the blueprint on how to beat you guys. It's the blueprint.
But you drew.
No, it's not been done before. You know what I realized about you guys? I realized playing you guys is that you guys, when you attack. There's 5 players in the box. You put 5. It's continuous, just rock and roll football. Just 5 man in the box. If you check it, there's a line of 5 of you just queuing up. But then that comes.
But there's a reason for that as well. There's a reason for that as well, because
it comes at a cost though.
Well, it's risk versus reward in my eyes. Because it's not just those front 5, it's the unit as a whole. Everybody goes up collectively. That's why you'll see the holding midfielder and the 2 centre backs as high as the halfway line, and everybody else is in the opposition half. Because if we lose the ball, we've got enough men to go and win it back. Yeah,
and then I get that. But if you notice what Conte did, which was fantastic, which I only clocked and I thought, wow, why is he doing it? Every goal kick we had, he was never locking it long because the ball was coming back. We had to build up from the back. It's essential that the balls from the back gets to the midfield within 2 or 3 passes. It didn't happen many a times because of the quality of footballers we have. But when you play the ball from the back and you get it out wide and you bring it in and you play off, we're on our way. But look, I'm going to give you kudos for what you guys done. I only realized when we played how to beat you guys, and Conte educated me seriously. Now, if you want to beat Liverpool, how we played is how you do it.
That's not how you beat Liverpool.
Because
as Sunil said, you didn't win.
Nah, listen. But we didn't take our chances, mate. We didn't take our chances. We had clean cut. We had better chances than you. Can you imagine? How's that possible? You guys have scored 1 billion goals, and I heard a stat that we scored more goals than you this season.
It's possible if you play 6 men behind the ball. That's how you played. You had no ambition to win the game.
Nobody goes to Anfield. This is the illusion that people like to. No one goes to Anfield and plays the way you play. We are slowly getting into our rhythm and doing a new way of playing football. There's no way we're going to do toe-to-toe against you guys. It's suicide. Do you know what I mean? Because
you go to the game. Let me ask Sunil. He says nobody comes to Anfield and plays. I've seen teams try to play the way. Is he right in that?
Who does?
The one that comes to mind. The one team that comes to mind that tried to play short and play out from the back and tried to break our lines of press was Arsenal. And it worked for about half an hour, and then they couldn't sustain that tempo. Admittedly, the goal that we scored came just before halftime. It was a Mane header from a set piece. But once we went a goal ahead, they then had to change their game plan, and a second goal came from the fact that they tried to play out. They lost the ball literally on the edge of their box, and we capitalized. And I think Diego Jota scored.
I was about to say the team that executed it in almost the same way, but because you don't see the two strikers are very different from. I thought Chelsea did almost the same number, 5 at the back. If you remember Chelsea game where they come and play 1-1, it was almost the same. Catch Liverpool, get the ball over the top, over the sides, because obviously
is that what you call it? You call it 5 at the back, yeah?
I think you were 6 at the back.
Is that what you think, yeah?
The way I saw it was they had 3. We're talking Spurs, right? Last week. So
yeah.
3 centre halves.
3 centre halves. They had 4 in midfield, but those 2, the wide ones out of those 4,
right? They will drop off and go forward.
They were tucking in, so it was making a 5, a 3, and then when it needed to, when it was defending, it was a 5-2, and it was leaving the 3 to do the dog work going up and down.
Yeah.
And when they they were allowed to go forward, then those 3 would split.
Oh man, it was a problem. It was a problem because you wasn't comfortable the whole game. It was an illusion.
That, but I think it was a case. It was partly to do with the fact that Spurs got their tactics right to an extent. But I thought we were very, very wasteful in the game. There were times where we broke the lines, we got into good positions, and the final delivery was really, really, really poor. There's a lot of times where Trent was cutting back onto his left foot and overhitting the pass. Robertson overhitting the pass. Ordinarily,
so you reckon
where the quality comes from was from the wings.
So you reckon Yeah, the ball's coming to the box. Yeah, okay. So you reckon the way you guys played, you wasn't forced to play that way. It was just how you was played. That's how you always play.
I think we played poorly.
I don't. Yeah, I think.
Top.
So you played poorly because that was
play,
the way you played, or the way we made you play?
Well,
No,
I mean, bearing in mind
I
the
don't think
form
so.
that we've got and the fact that it's Anfield, Saturday night, the crowd's up for it. Ordinarily, I don't see a team that comes to Anfield that frightens me enough that we have to change our game plan. We play the same way, the same kind of method, the same kind of tactics and strategy every game.
They think that's dangerous.
Tweak it slightly. You can no, because you can tweak how the game goes. You can have in-game management whereby you can see that certain players are having more of an effect than they probably should, and you tweak it. Ordinarily, you'll see we tend to have a good 15 minutes after the half time where we've had time, where Klopp's had a time, the coaching team have had time to pick up on what's been happening and the negative bits that have been happening and try to address those at half time.
Well, let's talk about. They didn't listen, Sunil. Bat him away, man. They didn't come to Anfield and win, right?
No,
You're lucky.
We're lucky. We weren't lucky. We just
you was.
Our top three just didn't. Our top three and our two flankers. It just
Why
didn't work.
Why is that? But you were scared, didn't it?
No, we wasn't scared. I don't think Liverpool changed their style of play. All right,
that is
let's
dangerous.
move on. Listen, all right,
listen.
Calm down, man. Take the band.
You could argue that Spurs were the one that was scared because, as was proved last night, I'll tell you what. Let me get my point across. As was proved last night, if Spurs had gone on the front foot, they could have done some real damage. But they chose not to. They tried to be very defensive at the back line and the midfield, and they tried to play route one counter-attacking football.
Listen, Ern's not going to have it. Let's go on. Let's move to last night because that was obviously a very important game. I mean, the North London derby, only people in North London care about that derby. But in terms of how the table stands, a very, 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 very snatchy 3 points from Spurs. They could let it all fall apart against Burnley. But let me ask Crystal. Crystal, I don't know how much of the game you saw, but Arsenal were well beaten. That I didn't see coming in a derby. Well beaten. How?
You taking the piss? What? No. Sorry, go on, Chris.
Arsenal well beaten.
First of all, I think the North London derby is the best derby we've got in the Premier League. I don't see no derby that's better than that.
Easy.
Can't say Merseyside. That you watch Merseyside, I'd rather watch Peyton Dry.
We all know what the new derby is. It's the M62 derby, isn't it? Man City, Liverpool.
What's that?
See, Liverpool's a new derby.
Come on, Robbo. Come on.
Come on.
You gotta give the North London derby the credit that it deserves. Because that's one derby that I always say that form means absolutely nothing with that derby. You can be on the worst form and go into that game and get something out of it. You can be on the best form and make a fool of yourself on the day. So, North London derby is up there in one of the best derbies in the Premier League. Definitely better than Merseyside's derby. It's not even a derby. That's
100. I agree with you on that one. I don't know about Sunil, but I agree with you.
It's one-way traffic. It's Liverpool. It is Liverpool. It's a miracle if Everton get the better of Liverpool. Not saying it hasn't been done before, but it is predictable. North London derby isn't predictable. No way.
You could say it was one-way traffic yesterday.
Well.
Sorry, Sunil?
You could say it was one-way traffic yesterday.
It is one way, but it's still not predictable. North London derby is no way predictable. No Tottenham fan or Arsenal fan can say that that's a predictable derby. It isn't. Like I said, when that derby comes around, form means absolutely nothing. Form don't mean nothing going into a North London derby because there's genuine hatred there. It's not no toy cup. Fans literally don't like each other. The players don't like each other. It's not a lot of derbies in this Premier League where you can tell that the players don't like each other. But you can see that in the North London derby.
You see the Man City Liverpool one? The managers all hugging and kissing.
Yeah, what's that all about? All pally and friendly. Yeah, that's not no derby.
So let me ask you something. Ern, you like Talawa. Talawa, you like Ern?
Yeah.
Friends. Why not?
We'll
Why
just
would I hate him?
well, that's where your argument
What's
comes.
that?
Yeah?
What's that
would
going to
I
do
hate
anything, mate?
him?
I like her because she's very measured and
She
she
supports
understands
Arsenal.
football.
She supports
Thank you.
Done
Arsenal,
business.
and you support
She's
Tottenham.
got Tottenham mannerisms, mate. Yeah.
So it's not as So it's not as
Yeah.
pungent as you wanna. It's not as whiffy, Ernie, as you have it. Sorry, mate.
I tell you. I tell you what, yeah. I tell you what, they were. We took the foot off the gas, yeah. But as long as Arteta stays, mate, I'm gonna be happy as Larry. I like him a lot. I like him a lot. What he's doing to that club, he's just too good, isn't he?
I tuned into the game around the 20-something minute, and then obviously by then Tottenham were 1-0 up, and then I saw when they went 2-0 up, and I was so fatigued. I went into the halftime, tried to look at the analysis, and I couldn't hold on. I was telling Robert earlier on that fatigue has been beating me badly. It wasn't because of the game itself. I just couldn't hang on. And when I woke up and saw 3-0, I was like, well, there we go. But if it was one game in the calendar because of how things were aligned, obviously we know that this is a game that if we won, Champions League is back at the Emirates. Like Spurs are no pushovers. They're not fools. They're not going. It's bad enough that we've won the league twice at White Hart Lane.
I know she's gonna say that.
Modern Spurs. They're not gonna just lay down and let you come and strike another match off, strike another tick off your list. Like it's not gonna be a walk in the park. And obviously you saw that last night. They weren't gonna let it happen. No way they were gonna let that happen. Especially when you compare the age and the quality on display. Some people you can probably call it boys against men, because respectfully to my team, they're still developing. They're a young side, fruitful, has bags of potential, but they're still developing. So probably saw that on show last night. But personally, I didn't watch the full 90. You'd have to ask Ern how the game went itself.
I watched it. I watched the build up. I watched it. I was on Sky Sports from 6:55, mate. I was on it, waiting for it to start, watch the build up and everything. And like I said last week, styles win fights, mate. And I don't care what you say. There was no chance in hell they was gonna beat us. It wasn't gonna happen.
Let me check with the referee barometer, because Daddy Ernie is definitely the referee barometer. Ernie, now, as you always say, back in my days, there was never a booking. Do you think the first two cards? Do you think there were two cards earlier? I say that obviously Ernie would agree that the yellow card that got him sent off was a yellow card. But what about the first two? How did that look to you?
Well, the thing is, right, with what's going on at the moment with this VAR and referees clamping down, and they're just giving cards out like confetti, bro. You know what I mean? If you rewind the clock 10 years ago, they were never yellow cards.
Here we go.
Here we go. But moving on, I must say, right, and I must say, although it hurts me to say that, your team bashed up Arsenal like they were little school kids.
Differently, mate. It's like they dip their hands in our pockets and we just slap them across their face, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Crystal. They really got turned over properly.
Listen, not Ern.
Even without the 10, even with 11 men.
It is what it is, if the better team won on the night, the better team won on the night. There's nothing I can say about that to argue against it. Like I said, I saw glimpses of the game. So both of you, if you watch the full 90, you know exactly what happened in the match. Sometimes the scoreline doesn't reflect the game, but like I said, I didn't watch the game, so I can't sit here and say, oh, Arsenal were the better team or the referee controlled the narrative, because I've seen a few stuff like that on some social media, but I can't chime in and say nothing like that because I didn't see it.
Well,
I can touch on what Daddy Ernie said with regards to the VAR, and I can comment on the early elbow from Son. And if we're saying that Rob Holding's elbow was a yellow, which I think it was a yellow, then you can argue that Son was a yellow as well.
Yeah, Holding had 7 tries. Holding had 7. No, he had 5 fouls.
Yeah.
And he got booked. He had 3 before he got booked.
Who handed out?
Holding was too tight to him, man.
Holding was
in
different.
the early minutes of the game, wasn't it? So what I'm saying
Do you know,
is,
I'm not even going to blame Holding. I'm blaming Arteta. Arteta
No, I'm
told him
blaming
to
Holding.
do that.
I'm blaming
No,
Holding.
wait, because Holding don't play like that. Holding's not on you and sticking it on you. Like, when did you see Holding do that? He was told to do that. Arteta told him to do that. Give Son a hard time, he said.
I think that mistake was down to Holding,
I think
because
it's Holding.
you can argue and
Nah,
say
no
that
way.
you can argue and say that Arteta perhaps instructed him to play a certain way, but at the end of the day, Holding is experienced to know that when you're on a yellow card, you tread carefully. Why on earth would you then follow up? You're on yellow card, you're in a North London derby, and you go and elbow a man in front of the referee.
And it's a derby. All
it's a
you're going to be
derby.
told, or you will be told differently, you will be told in those derbies, you have to win your personal battles. You have to win your, but if some players just take it a little bit too far. And I don't think Holding is a very good player anyway.
Yeah. I wonder if it was a bit of both. I'm wondering, Arteta's probably saying to him, look, the form man in their team is undoubtedly Son. So we need to pay a bit of special attention to him. But also, if you're going to target a man, be a bit clever and
Be cute.
Pass the man around in terms of who's the one doing the foul. Don't have Rob Holding. Rob Holding had plenty of chances to go. And
Loads.
It ordinarily, you're looking at 2 fouls that probably don't equate to a red. But the fact that it's persistent, repetitive fouling, that's probably what's done him in the end.
Yeah.
Cleverer teams will pass it on. It'll be Tavares. It will be Gabriel doing one. If you look at Man City, Fernandinho regularly gets
first nibble.
Rodri's doing it.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Fabiano, Fabinho, your boy.
Fabinho,
he should have got sent off against us.
Robertson. Yeah, you got a nibble. You got a
Fabinho,
nibble, but you got to pass the nibbles around like Christmas.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, I'm just upset. I'm just upset that Son didn't score more. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm happy with the result. I am overly happy with the fact that, you know, Arteta got signed a new deal. And I'm seriously happy that, you know, my boy Dele Alli up in Everton is going to do some justice against them guys. And I think Kieran Trippier is going to do a wonder over the weekend. A wonder. Free kick, 2 of them, bosh, top corner. Yeah, the Barcodes are going to win that, mate. And then I'm going to tell you something, yeah? I'm going to predict something. It's going to be, we're going to end up on the same points, I reckon. But goal difference.
What did you say you're going to predict? Spurs? You can't predict nothing here, you sports Spurs.
I predicted last week, didn't I? What did I predict last week?
I can't remember. I don't think it was here.
Yeah,
anyway,
you can't remember.
Listen,
yeah, I remember.
Listen. We've got quickly before we talk about other football teams. There's other football teams. There's other horses in the race.
Yeah.
Spursy, you could go very Spursy on Sunday, 12 o'clock. Strange quick kickoff time. First game, Burnley. They could possibly be safe playing you guys.
I don't like Burnley, man. I don't like.
They
Burnley.
don't like you either. They beat you in the game reverse fixture. How do you see that game going? 12 o'clock on a Sunday, early for Spurs fans.
I can't see anything else other than a win again. I know Burnley need to stay up, and I know they're.
Time if you want to shop.
Look at it. What did I say about that? Yeah, I think it's going to be tough, but because Burnley's our bogey team, man. I don't like Burnley at all. I don't like Burnley. They're
going to love this stadium.
Look at that.
Come
that don't even
on,
look real.
Burnley.
It looks like a screensaver. Look at that. That was yesterday.
Manufactured.
It's beautiful.
It's unbelievable. But understand that if the same people turn up that went to that game on Sunday, Burnley ain't played in those kind of crowds and that kind of.
Let me ask you something. Do you think you need your crowd? Because I understand the atmosphere.
Nah, I don't. We ain't you guys. We ain't you. We don't need the crowd. Nah, we don't. We'll be all right. We'll beat them. And you know what? It's not even about the players. It's Conte. Conte is the man. He's the man. Whatever he says goes. He played Sanchez the other day. The way my pants were filling up with that guy playing, because Sanchez scares me. I don't think he's a footballer sometimes, but he played and he did all right. You know what I mean? Yeah, but if Burnley have any sense, because Romero's out for the season, they will lump 2 men on Sanchez, and then it's going to be peak for us. But I don't even think we need to do much other than win one of the two games, because I cannot see Arsenal winning those two games. It
You
doesn't
can't
matter.
watch Arsenal. You got to watch your games, bro. You got to
Right,
keep
all
your
right,
eyes
right,
on.
right.
Focus on
Okay,
your games.
all right. I'll keep my eyes on our game. We'll win. We'll beat Burnley comfortably.
Don't you think there's
Cool.
partly you're saying this in the hope that Arsenal need to drop points, when if you come to Anfield and try to win the game, it'd be in your own hands by now?
Yeah, going to Anfield, you guys are hot right now. You guys are 7 years in the making. No one goes there going to win. It's suicide. You don't go to Anfield because you're ready made. You're not a dilute drink. You're a fresh juice. Do you know what I mean? So to go there and try and beat Liverpool at Anfield with
We're
the
a
floodlights
smoothie,
on.
son. We're a smoothie.
It's long, isn't it? We're in progression. So I reckon next year we'll trouble you. This year we nearly troubled you.
Yeah. You're kind
We
of
took
tap
2
water
points
now.
off you this year. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it is what it is, though, man.
6 points off Man City you took. That was really good, but I don't know.
Very good.
We've got our own issues to worry about, Sunil, as a Liverpool fan. Shouts going out to turn.
Yeah, you ain't winning that, mate. You ain't winning that, mate.
Frith, where's Daddy Ernie? Ernie was here and he's gone. Master Blaster in the chats. Good to see you again, Master Blaster.
Yes, Master Blaster. Big up your chest, mate. Blaster 205, mate. I see you, fella. Yeah, mate.
So listen, they're tough games, but let me just quickly go to Crystal, because obviously Monday is your game against Newcastle. Newcastle in a bit of you can chime in as well, Sunil, because we played Newcastle. I'm sure you saw that game. Newcastle are in a weird place. I don't know whether they're coming or going, or they're looking for the bus or a train. I don't know what's up with Newcastle. But that could definitely derail Arsenal. And Arsenal could easily go over there, Crystal, and thump them. What do you think on Monday?
Monday night football. Anything goes, really. I don't want to get
doing
well. Your Monday night stats have been pretty good, pretty impressive.
Yeah, I don't want to.
It's whoever who's playing, man. Whoever who's fit, man. It matters who's fit. That's all it matters about, because they can't be going to the game with no centre backs.
Ace.
Yeah, I don't want to get ahead of myself with Monday night football, despite of stats, because obviously yesterday's result is completely irrelevant. In the reverse fixture, so the home fixture, back in the latter stage of November, we defeated them 2-0. But like I said, yesterday's result is completely irrelevant. I'm pretty sure, like Everton, Newcastle would love to say that they stopped Arsenal from getting Champions League. Why not? That's something for their fans to gloat about.
I don't think Newcastle care about Arsenal not getting Champions League.
But why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to put that in your history books?
Trippier does.
That's something to brag about.
Maybe Trippier, but I can't see them Newcastle. I think Newcastle got they're on that kind of like who we
but it's the mentality though. It's the mentality shift. It's what it. I think
they'd want to just beat Arsenal, because it gives them some reference point of where they see themselves next season, Crystal. But
exactly. So that's why I'm saying to you that, you know, for some players, they probably take great pride in saying that we stopped Arsenal from getting Champions League. It's about building blocks. It's about that mentality shift. And for me, their building block starts this season. In the summer, Lord knows what they're going to do. Lord knows what type of players is going to come through the door. But that's how you formulate synergy, to say that you stop one of the original top 4 boys from getting Champions League. So next season, they probably use that and say, we stopped you from getting it. Now we're going to go and stop someone else from getting it. And not only are we going to stop the next team, but we're going to take their position. So it's like, it depends on how they look at things. Or at least that's how I'm looking at things. So basically what I'm saying is, I'm not looking at Monday Night Football as it's going to be a easy win. It shouldn't be an easy win. I'm not even cautiously optimistic. Obviously, I want to win the game for what it means to Arsenal and the possibility of finishing in the top 4 position, but they're not a pushover. And we've seen the changes, the turnaround that they've made since their new manager has come into the driving seat. So I'm really waiting for that one, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself and say because we beat them in the reverse fixture, then we're going to beat them again, because that would just be stupidity. I think for Arsenal, it's about them not feeling sorry for themselves. Yes, you lost the North London derby, but so what? Monday night is a totally different day. It's totally different day, different game, different atmosphere. You have to show up.
You're in the driving seat, Crystal. So Neil, Liverpool played Newcastle, scratched a win out of them, and then they start to get thumped up by Man City. They just caused me my heart palpitations. We got our special other guests in the chat coming through, and they're going to chime in. But what do you think after watching the Liverpool game? Newcastle have had 3 hard games in a row, bro.
Yeah,
coming
I
up
mean,
against
there
Arsenal.
was a lot of talk prior to our visit there, and I was fortunate to be there. But
I know you was
the game
there.
ended 1-0. The game ended 1-0, and I honestly thought, having then watched them play Man City and get a slapping, I thought we could have had we been a bit more prolific, then we could have handed out the same treatment. I honestly felt that since Eddie Howe's come in, he's got the group together. He's looked at the fixture list and thought, if I can get these players and this crowd together, then we can get the points that we need and then go again in the summer. But truth be told, I didn't think they were ever going to give us any sort of a problem, and I was living more in hope than expectation when they played Man City, and it proved to be the truth. So bearing in mind Arsenal have the upper hand against Spurs, I think they're going to. I think they're going to do them. I think Newcastle.
You reckon Newcastle will do him?
No, I reckon Arsenal will do him.
Okay.
Right. Sir Neil, mate. I'll give you the floor. You say that.
So Neil, I know. I promised to take you to a black comedy night. Well, you've got one here. No, I was going to take it to, but we got one here.
I want it,
because we have in the chat. He's joined us. The ready Eddie Nesta, and Zach decided to show up because I think Crystal didn't watch the game, and Crystal said to me earlier on, "Why not? I'm too busy, you know. Right now we have a fight in, we are lead, you know. We are lead. But yeah, Zach is in the house. But before I go to Zach, because we have to come back to this North London derby, because at least he showed up. Eddie, it's been a week of football. Your predictions are normally right. What did you think of this week? I mean, the Liverpool game, the Tottenham
but
game.
let me say hello first, Robbo, man. Let me greet people first. Man. You just jumping in like you're me now. You're like you're a professional. What's that about? I drink. This is my enjoying my time. Don't be coming professional. I just
trying to be like you. I'm trying to be like you, boss. Man. Hit the like. Eddie Nesta's in the house. Please hit the like and hit the thumbs down.
Yes,
hit the thumbs down. Eddie's in the house.
Of Earn just now. Crystal, I respect you. Your knowledge, your ability to analyze a game. I just listen to you talk rubbish. What is Earn sending you mad? Is that love affair that we all know is happening? Is that sending the crazy thing? What did you just say there? What did you just say? Respect, by the way, to you and Zach for showing up today. Your team never show up last night. And I'm ready to show up when you won't know what that is, Christopher. You're a decent person. But Zach knows what the walk of shame is, what I am referring to. You're sleeping out late at night, Zacharias, and hope nobody will feel.
Big Zach.
Then I'm coming to you. You know I'm coming to you. Because you're still not going to come forth because you're Spursy. And that's what happens. You're used to punishment and you're used to disappointment. And just like Yaya Toure put the curse on Pep Guardiola,
don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Curse on you. I condemn you to fish play. Hello, everybody. Lovely to be here. I can't wait. I don't have any, but I saw that game. I tell you what, Zach.
Hey, they say you ain't got skin in the game. You ain't got no skin in the game. So it don't matter to you.
They destroyed them. They properly.
How Ed? How Ed?
Well, they listen. So one of the things about doing stuff like this is it lives on the internet forever. Greetings to you, Sonil, by the way. Sorry, please forgive me.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
And And what I said to you is when Manchester United beat Tottenham, it was what we call a Pyrrhic victory. You look it up. It's a general Pyrrhic. And you win a battle, but you lose the war. Because in that victory against Tottenham, it meant that their manager got sacked, and you got one of the top 5 managers in the world. Tottenham, this season, I know the first one wasn't under him. I've done the double over Man City. They were hair's breadth against winning against Liverpool. And that's not because they got better players, because clearly they haven't. But it's because a manager sets them up to win a game. It's tactics, it's analytics. He is an absolutely awesome
elite
manager.
And
when you put him up against the boy that is the manager of Arsenal, I don't think Arsenal have won there. I look back. I went back about 14 years. They don't win there, and that's their first game in the cauldron with a full contingent in one of the world's finest stadiums, and it went to their head. That not to say that they won't come forth. It's about how he can say to them, right, you lost that. Show them who you are. For me, Tottenham, though, Harry Kane's got nowhere to go. Conte doesn't want to stay because the man that's got the purse strings won't spend the money. Bruv, you can make as much noise. Why are you got your friend's thing on your head?
I'm putting my hands up. Mister, can I have a go, sir? Sir?
Go, your time.
All right, so look, I understand, Mr. Nestor, you are my hero, but today you've been drinking maybe 12 or 13 Magnums, mate, because there's no way on God's green that these boys had a chance in that game. And when I'm telling you this now, I'm telling you this with absolute confidence. Let's go back to the Newcastle game. There's nobody going to lose that game, Newcastle, because their last game at home in front of their fans. There's going to be loads of people wearing Arab suits and all of that.
Ever since we said
they're not on the beach, but they've got to say goodbye.
Look, the Wolves, the Newcastles, the Leicesters. Look back at history. Traditionally, once those mid-table teams, and they are now, once they get safe, the guys are on the beach. They've got nothing. That extra 1% earn. Trust me on this. That extra 1%. They've got nothing to fight for.
Furthermore, okay. All right, I'll give you that. What about the Everton game? Everton need to stay in the Prem.
Hold on.
Where is that game?
Hang on one second, guys. Let Zach chime in. Zach,
are
they in Bournemouth? Are Newcastle up in Bournemouth? Because you're close to that part of the world. Are they there yet? Are you hoping they're there yet?
Yeah. I think they are on holiday. I'm with Eddie on that. Their mind is already on holiday. They've got their bonus. What have they got to play for? But saying that, they are going to be in front of their home fans on a Monday night. They're going to try and give a good fight, but the youngsters are hungry. Our Arsenal youngsters.
So where was the hunger? Where was the hunger last night, bro?
Well, I'm going to get to that now.
Fear, innit? Fear. Ants, mate.
What happened last night?
Get it told.
No, I'll tell you what happened last night. So what happened last night is the floodlights got to them. They got stage fright.
The floodlights.
Rabbit in the head.
And you want to go Champions League?
They didn't turn up. They didn't turn up last night.
Why? North London derby.
There's a lot of injuries,
No, but Zach is right though.
A lot of injuries.
I need Zach to finish because I need him to finish because in Briev.
So couple of over the last couple of weeks, I don't know if you've seen circling around on the net. A couple of the old school players went to have a little chat with the likes of Saka, Smith Rowe, and etc. Right, but the difference was and Bergkamp. But the difference is you can't play the old school derby, the contact sport, with the new school VAR and the non-contactless football. So Holding got caught out there because he's trying to play like how Patrick Vieira used to go in on Roy Keane.
Nah, Patrick Vieira wasn't that clumsy. He wasn't that clumsy. The police are waiting for Holding. GBH that was. Hey? GBH.
Robbo, can I chime in on what Zach has said? Because I think he's definitely like strung up a good point. In the sense of, the occasion got the better of them, because like I said, it is essentially boys versus men, with all due respect to
Yeah, but
my
Holding's
team.
not a boy.
No,
Holding's a big man.
but the majority
He's
of
a
the squad
chief.
is
The
young.
majority.
So what I'm
The
saying
majority.
is, as a collective, factually speaking, as a collective, this is the biggest game that they've played in terms of what's on the line.
The Newcastle game's the biggest game now.
Can
That
I
is the
ask you
biggest game that.
something? Can I ask the two answers to support the question?
Yeah.
This is what occurs to me. It's not going to read like this, but when you clear out the rubbish, and that's what they've done. They've cleared out all the negative elements in that dressing room, even the people who are supremely talented. But what they were bringing, the negativity they were bringing to the dressing room, was bringing the whole place down. Isn't there?
There's only one player. Calm down.
He was the captain of their team, Rob.
You got
and the second,
isn't it, Crystal?
Captain is somebody called Lacazette, who hasn't scored a goal since Ernie was a boy. So I would suggest to you, sir, those are two big influences to have. If you're
Lacazette, according to Crystal.
When last Lacazette score a goal, Crystal?
I don't remember when last Lacazette.
But that's the point that I'm making. He's not going to be at Arsenal next year. So maybe their achievement was still being in the running for a top 4 place.
That's just one
when they've
player.
had incredible turmoil.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit. You know me. I'm a little bit controversial. I'm gonna be honest here. I truly believe Arteta got it wrong. He should have cut his losses and just played a weak team against Spurs. Because even if they had a strong team, they weren't winning that. He should have kept everyone fit for the next 2 games. That's exactly what he should have done. Because going there.
His fan base, Arsenal fan base, wouldn't have that, bro. Come on,
you're
not gonna win there.
Every time you come on, you rise to a new level of stupidity.
Of stupidity.
I come on looking for it, and you just raise the bar every time. How is the top side going to play a weakened side? Arsenal haven't played in Europe this year.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Look at the players they have. You can't go on thinking that the Styles win fights. I keep saying it. They haven't got enough to stop Kane and Son.
They're above
they haven't.
Hold on there.
They played better
than
Tottenham.
Let me ask Zach. Hang on, let me ask Zach. Zach,
go on. I'm listening.
We've seen that you're picking up injuries. Ben White and Gabriel now. But did you, looking at the squad for squad, you've done that. You've got to 4th place with that same squad. Do you think that same squad has a problem? Just these last 2 games, you think you're running into a problem with that squad?
With the last 2 games, no. Do you know? Eddie said something when he came on, and he said about winning the battle and losing the war. That's exactly what Tottenham done last night. They won the North London battle, but we are going to win the 4th place war.
Listen, Zach.
Mate.
Where
is the game against Everton? That's the thing that will decide.
It's at the Emirates. It's the final game at the Emirates.
Right. So if you look at Everton's away form, it's absolutely abysmal. It's like the worst in the Premier League. So,
correct.
You see, you guys give me the energy, All of you give me the energy. Because I look like a cartoon character with this on my head and I've got a bit of a character.
You've got to get past your 12 o'clock. Sunday against Burnley at 12 o'clock.
Past Burnley. Don't worry
Spursy earn.
Don't worry about Burnley.
That's going to be a physical game, innit?
You got to bear in mind as well. You got to bear in mind, if you beat Burnley, that pretty much keeps Everton safe, which means they'll have nothing to play for on the last day.
Go on, Sonny.
Right.
You got sense. It's really good to have somebody with some sense in this thing for a change.
And what happens when you play with relaxed players? When players are relaxed, then they ain't got the tension. You think they're just going to give up? Come on, boys. Come on,
like
boys.
I said earlier, they're on the beat.
All right.
I'm living in hope.
Listen, the same people. I need you guys all to be here. I need all of you guys to be here come the end of the season.
Man City. It's not happening.
Unbelievable.
Because these players are already on the beat.
Tottenham beat Burnley. Do you think Arsenal's got? They've got no. The players are injured. Ben Wright's the only one there. Do you think Saka's fit? Saka ain't been fit for about 2-3 weeks. Saka, but he's been pumped up with injections. So there's no way he's going to turn up. And if he's not playing, you're going to play Emil Smith-Rowe, the 60-minute king. Listen, use your sense. Let's not be silly today, guys.
So let me just ask, because I always like to find out what people are actually saying. Might I ask Zach and things? Sorry, Robert. We're going to get to your team, and I'm going to explain to you why you're going to end up with one trophy, which you've already won this season. Why there's no quadruple? I'm coming. Let me just ask, who is going to come top 4? Because people
here, man. I'm saying, get out here for real. I'm saying, get out here for real. I'm saying, get out here.
Who's going to come top 4? That's what I'm asking.
Shall we go around the panel? Let's start with Sunil. Top 4. Nailed on.
He already said, didn't he?
Hold on. Fallen off. Who's coming top 4?
Up until the last weekend, I honestly thought Chelsea might get pulled into it because it looks like they're putting all their eggs into the FA Cup basket. But the fact that they beat Leeds 3-0, I think they're clear now. I think it's a straight shootout between Spurs and Arsenal, and it's gonna. I think for the fact that Spurs needed to come to Anfield and win to keep it in their hands. Had they done that and then beaten Arsenal, I'd have given it to Spurs. But the fact that Arsenal have still got the advantage now, I can see them reacting against Newcastle and then pushing on against Everton.
One person I'm not going to ask is Ern on the panel because it's pointless.
Yeah, don't ask me stupid questions, mate.
Zach, you got beaten last night. Do you think you can hold on to these two games, get 6 points, and get through?
I think the order will be Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal top 4.
Crystal.
I'm still undecided with regards to who's finishing first or second place. Sorry,
Thank you.
Sorry, Mr. Nestor. I apologize. And I'm gonna go and back my team because Aaron is coming out quite strong tonight, so I have to back my team.
You're all drunk.
Gonna get top 4.
You
Because
are all licked,
I
mate.
understand what you're saying with regards to Everton and relegation, but let's not forget that Burnley is also flirting with the relegation.
Yeah, but Burnley's coming to the place you guys came to, and you're better than Burnley. And look what happened to you yesterday.
But you just said that Burnley is your bogey team. So if they're your bogey team, then anything goes.
So is Arsenal. We're in your shadow, remember?
I would
they're gonna get a draw.
I would love for Tottenham to be.
They're gonna get a draw.
I would love for Tottenham to be as complacent as you, because if they're as complacent as you and as high and mighty as you, they're gonna get their wings clipped.
Listen, my energy hasn't changed from last week. And we had Liverpool, remember? We had Liverpool last week, and my energy didn't change. I told you, Styles win fights, and I'm only running my mouth because we got Conte. I'm not running my mouth because we've got Kane and Son.
But remember, you are Tottenham. Eddie,
yeah, and that's changed now, mate. Unfortunately for you guys.
Your question over to you. Is your question?
Well, Spursy again. It's a word in the dictionary. It's defined. There is no other football team in the Premier League which has a word that simply defines them, which means that you get close and you don't get the cigar. I think it's look, when Man City lost against Real Madrid, I think all of us thought the next game, whoever they play is going to get an absolute battering. Now,
which happened, didn't it?
It is exactly what happened, and everybody's been battered since, I think. I think that the one problem for Arsenal is I didn't see a leader on the pitch. I didn't see the person who went, look, we are Arsenal, right? You need to... And if they can find that, or somebody goes in, Thierry Henry, Ian Wright, Patrick Bergkamp, one of the people go in and gives a Chichilian speech, then they will win their 2 matches. It's in their hands, and I believe that Spurs have been made to win a match like this and to lose overall. So my top 4 in this order: Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal.
Wow. Well, I know the
it's
first
only me then, yeah? Oh, go on, Robbie. What do you think, Robbo? Go on, Robbo. Ranks. What do you think, mate?
Well, very simple. Well, I'm gonna give it very simple. Liverpool, because West Ham are gonna do something.
They're on holiday, remember?
Liverpool's
using
gonna
your
score
analogy,
8 goals in the next
they're
game.
on holiday.
Yeah, Liverpool first, Manchester City second, Chelsea third, Tottenham fourth.
All right. Who do Man City drop?
Did I hear?
Again?
Hello, microphone check. Did I hear you correctly, mate?
Well, they're going to drop points, and we're going to score 8 goals in one game. And yeah,
Who are they going to drop points against, Robert?
They're definitely dropping points against West Ham.
They're not, man.
What West Ham got to play for?
They're on holiday, remember?
How
comes they're
West
Ham
lost the Europa Cup semi-final? What
Everybody
have they got
said
to play
the same thing about West Ham from the start of the season. What have they got to play for? They love playing at their new stadium. They're not fighting. They're not arguing. They ain't no fussing and fighting up there. No tribal war. They've got Mark Noble playing his last game. Listen, they're not going to get beaten. They're not going to get beaten.
Come on, man.
Man City not beating them.
Look at Man City.
Man City not beating them.
And they didn't even have Jesus on there scoring goals for fun.
They've got injuries
Jesus
now.
Jesus might end up. He might end up at Arsenal next year, which will be interesting.
That will set the pulses racing.
And Arsenal might pay more for Jesus than Man City paid for Haaland, which will be very interesting.
I don't know if that I think you guys should hold that Jesus talk, because I don't know if that. I don't know if that's gonna be the one. It's just
he scores 6 goals a season. And you think he's going to change things?
No, he's not rubbish, but I don't think he's. I said it to you earlier on, Crystal.
I
don't think he's the number 9.
With West Ham,
the
fact that one thing you've got to consider with West Ham is Mikel Antonio is a very physical player, and he likes to bully his centre back. Now, Man City are on their absolute last legs. They'll probably have to play Nathan Ake, and I don't even know who the other centre back. It'll probably end up being Fernandinho. Yeah. He could have a field day if he gets service.
If he gets Fernandinho,
if he gets service,
they could cause them a problem.
Hold on.
Did you watch the Boyner score? Did you watch him play yesterday?
Oh, do you remember?
That's as good a performance as I think I've ever seen. I mean, he was monstrous yesterday. What he did yesterday was ridiculous. Day before yesterday.
Oh, he was horrible. But he has those games. Doesn't do it all season.
I've got a question.
Shouts going to Alvin. Shouts going to Gussie. Yeah, you'll never walk alone.
I've got a question. How comes you guys can talk about what players are available for West Ham, but you won't talk about the players available for Arsenal? Because I saw a couple of mans fall off the flies. I see people get red cards, people getting injuries, Saka's not being 100%. So how do you explain that? Because if I see Lokonga playing against Newcastle or Everton, they're going to get smashed, mate. I'm telling you today. Remember I said
Alvin said Everton are fighting to stay in the league, so it might be a tough game. I can't see Everton with their away form doing anything at Arsenal's stadium.
Yeah, but so why do you see Tottenham finishing 4th then? How do you work that out? Where's your map?
Because I think, you talk about the Everton game.
Tell him, Zach. What
other game have you got? What other game have you got?
Newcastle.
You ain't beating Newcastle at their yard. No way.
You're not winning at Newcastle.
So you think Tottenham are beating Burnley?
You will
100%.
I think they will. I think they will.
Yeah,
I think they will.
If 15 minutes ago on this same stream, you just said Tottenham's not going to get nothing at Burnley.
That's because I'm winding up this guy with the scarf on his head. You ask me about facts now. I don't think Arsenal has it all their way against Newcastle. That's where I think that's where you slip slightly.
With the black pirate up front. He's got the same thing on his head like me, innit? What's his name again?
I'm only being honest. I think that's where you slip. Maximum. That's the game that you slip.
All right, if you say so. We'll see. Monday night. I hope you're about.
I'm about.
I'm about, Zach. You know where to find me, Zach.
I'll be recovering from my Wembley drive.
Zach came on there nice and calm. I think you lot have triggered him. He's got full aggressive all of a sudden.
Yeah. Zach's got a gun when he needs it, mate.
Eddie, do you think he's nice?
That, Zach.
No, he came on there nice. He came on there like Sunil. All of a sudden, I'll wait for you on Monday in the car park.
It's a man that come on the chat and start telling about he owns Chick King. You know what that means? Do you know what that means? Not nice.
Mr. Nesta, I have a question for you, sir. What was our performance like against Liverpool? What did you reckon of us? Do you think Liverpool was lucky, my friend?
I think at some point, the kind of games that you play don't lend themselves to what look like parking the bus. It looked very like it looked very much like a Jose Mourinho, let's
There you
park
go.
the bus kind of thing.
Is that what you thought?
Now,
Yeah,
that-
I thought your
that's-
tactical nous was very good, Mr. Nesta.
Can I just
It's
ask?
very poor.
Can I move quickly because Sunil is going to the game tomorrow. We were looking to have a Chelsea fan on today, but they've all gone running. Frank Scully was supposed to join us today, but Sunil, you're going to the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's no distractions. It's a big showdown. It's another final Liverpool Chelsea. We saw what happened in the first game. There's bits
Great
that
game.
a lot of people, when you look at both Chelsea squad and Liverpool squad, that was missing in the lead up to that game. This game is different. They're seasoned. They're well in. Chelsea know what they want. Liverpool knows what they want. How do you see the game?
We played them 3 times this season, including the League Cup final, and they've all ended in draws. Now, one thing that Klopp has always done well is if he's drawn or lost against teams, that he seems to pay special attention to ensure that those same mistakes that occurred in those games don't happen again in the subsequent games. So I think he will definitely be looking to step on the gas, because I think when we played City in the semi-final, we threw no caution to the wind. And having played with the handbrake on at the Etihad the week before in the league, I think we showed that when we go full throttle, we're a match for. There isn't a team in the world that can stop us when we play our absolute potential. So I think it will be a much more offensive game than their previous 3 have been. I'm expecting Salah to come good, being an old club of his. I'm gutted that Fabinho's not playing enough. He's a phenomenal player. You might see him have a 20 or a half hour or even a half where it doesn't go his way, but you'll very rarely see him have a full game where he doesn't turn it around. So he'll be a big miss. But at the same time, that then lends itself to us being a bit more offensive anyway. Because I think Chelsea might say that as an advantage, step out a bit more. And if they do try and do that against us and we're on top form, then I think we'll use that to our advantage as well and then turn them back around.
Do you think we have the legs to play them in that way?
Legs for me is a mentality thing. When there's silverware on show, there's legs on. This, like Klopp says, these guys are mentality monsters, and they know that we've won one already. We've beaten them at Wembley already. We know that we can do them again.
Zach,
and
Chelsea.
If we win this one, then it gears us up for Paris as well.
Zach, Arsenal's taken a few FA Cups and they've done it more times than most. How do you see that game going? You know how to win an FA Cup, Arsenal. How does Chelsea win this FA Cup?
I think Chelsea can. I think Chelsea's up there though with the FA Cups, ain't they? How many FA Cups have they won? They've won a few as well.
Chelsea, Man
in the last
United,
decade, they've won a lot. Definitely.
Yeah, I think Chelsea has the mentality. You know, it's a London thing. You know, it's a London mentality. You need to have. You see the silverware. Oh, sorry. Did I say it's a London mentality? Not over that side of North London.
Here we go.
Not the toilet bowl.
You think we ain't won the FA Cup? We were the first to win it the most. We've been there, done that. It doesn't matter. We won it so many times, so you can have it.
Not in our lifetime.
Not in our lifetime. We won it, mate. Yeah.
Sunil, I know you've got to duck out because you've got gardening to do in the morning. Yeah. I know you've just done your prepping. The weeds are to the left. And make sure you've got your gloves.
He's got to do the work before he's allowed out the house.
Listen, enjoy the game tomorrow, and please come back and tell us how the game was from a fan perspective, man. And hopefully we get it done.
Nice one, man.
Go Sunil, five-a-side king. Big up, Sunil. Nice one.
Bless up, bro.
Nice one.
So, Eddie, let me go to Eddie. Eddie, you've
really
talked about it.
I think it's a fantastic game. I think the wheels have come off Chelsea's bus a bit because he's having a divorce and you've got all the other stuff going on about who buys here. the big
By the
man
way, you was
in
the first
Central.
person to tell us that, you know. I didn't actually believe you the first time.
Why would I don't? Why would I can't lie. I wish I could
You
tell
work
you
for the
guys lie,
BBC, innit?
but I work for the BBC. You used to tell the truth as well,
Oh,
didn't you?
of
For
course.
about 10 minutes, yeah. So here's the
That's why they
thing,
tell me
right?
to leave me tell you truth too much.
That there's so many. Just give me a minute here, because when I analyze this game, Chelsea will play their best goalkeeper this time. I think they won't do that foolishness like last time, because they didn't play the best goalkeeper in the world, which didn't make sense to me. So I think now, they won the Champions League, they're going to want to end the season with something. The real challenge now is Lukaku has started to play. What do you do with that? Because as a £100 million player, as a monster, if he plays, he can do it. Having said that, Van Dijk had one of the smoothest, most brilliant games I've seen a central defender have the other day. So he's a monster defender. Salah hasn't been there. I mean, Mane has carried the team, hasn't he? For the last month or so, I would say.
February.
He's carried that team, and he's now started. Like Song at Tottenham, all of a sudden, you're not just talking about Salah. You're not just talking about Kane. You're talking about these guys. And you go, actually, if you look at their stats and when they score, it's really important. I think it will be a draw in full time, because I think that's the way they play. And I think the way the world works is Chelsea are going to win it.
Crystal, I know you got to shoot too. You're gonna do Tala with TV some service. You're not covering the game for your preferred newspaper, but if you was covering the game, what do you think your final lines would be after? Mate, as Eddie said, 120 minutes.
Are you talking about the men's FA Cup final, right?
The FA Cup, yeah. You're gonna
we're done,
about the women's one as well.
Yeah, we got a double header this weekend, so you know we have to be careful.
Yeah, I know you're rooting for, not them, but anyway.
You know, it depends. Like Mr. Nesta said, if Chelsea wins it, then obviously they're in line to potentially do the double in terms of their men's team winning the final and their women's team potentially winning the final as well. So depends on whether Chelsea can win it, because obviously we know the Women's Cup final is between Man City and Chelsea.
And you want Man City to win?
Not necessarily, because we have a regular girl for Chelsea as well. So,
so what about Bon?
I mean, we have Drew Spence, who plays for Chelsea, and she also plays for Jamaica as well. So it's regular girl versus regular girl.
Isn't Chelsea's manager good enough to coach in the Premier League? I listened to her philosophy the other day. I was like, this is proper.
Yeah, she's good.
Analytical. She's brilliant.
She's good, man.
She's brilliant.
She's better than
She might
Arteta,
sound
man.
like Gary Neville on TV, but you know, when it comes to another,
nah, she's proper. She's proper. I listened to her and I was like, and they've already won the Premier League, haven't they? Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've gone and won the WSL, and not Chelsea. City have won the Continental Cup, so they've got a trophy apiece going into the final.
Congratulations,
So
Chelsea.
both of them are looking to get their second trophy of the season, and then obviously after the FA Cup final, that's it. The 2022 season comes to an end. So it's going to be a good closing of their women's football season.
Could I ask you a question, Crystal? I mean, I love the way you put that in there. And it reminded me of when Arteta did it. Is women's football getting the recognition now? Is it something worth going to watch? Is it on the up?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think that's always an interesting question when people ask, is it on the up? Factually, you can definitely say that it's on the up. But then if you look at the history, like when you look at like Dick Kerr's women, and you know back then they were selling out thousands of tickets, and that was in the 1920s, I believe. And we're not just talking about 5,000. We're talking of surpassing the 20,000s again in 1920s. So there was deliberate attempts, and the attempts were successful then to to stifle the growth of women's football. So it's always tricky when people say, is it on the up? Because I'm like, well, it was on the up back in when TV was in black and
coming
white.
back up. Sorry, I mean.
Yeah, coming back up is probably the better way to look at
Sorry.
it. But you look at Barcelona women this season. At one point, they sold out. They were selling more tickets than their male counterparts. Whether that's because on the male side of things, the ship was a little bit rocky, but it just goes to show that women's football are selling out venues, not just here in England. When you look at the this year's Euros, where stadiums are being sold out, but when you look elsewhere in Europe, stadiums are also being sold out in their thousands, talking past like 60,000 and games 60 plus thousands and so on. So yeah, it's probably on the come up after the come up. But yeah, it, like you said, in terms of is it worth watching, each to their own.
Can I ask you something, Crystal? In that game that was the decider, how did Man United lose that game?
How did they? Because
I thought Arsenal was going to take it.
No, because Manchester United, they're up against a team that's been there, done that. Remember, that was Chelsea's third consecutive league title on the trot. So they're masters of their own craft. It's going to take something special to beat them. They're not going to let no disrespect to Manchester United, but a newly formed Manchester United that's just come up into the league yesterday come and beat them at their own trophy.
They took it personal when they scored 2 goals against them, man. They just turned
exactly.
on the
As if they're saying, how dare you? And then you look at Sam Kerr and the way she managed that game. It's just they're levels above most. Not
they were so aggressive against Man United.
Yeah,
but I thought there was an upset on the card. I thought there was an upset.
Yeah, I mean they beat Arsenal by 1 point, but it doesn't really matter. 1 point or level 1 points if goal difference.
You thought you had it in it. You thought you had it.
No,
in your
I didn't.
How many goals did Arsenal lose? That's it. They only lost 1 game or something ridiculous, didn't they?
There you go, Eddie Nesta. And that was against Jesus. It was against Birmingham City. So yeah, and they're the team to be relegated. It's just crazy that they almost completed a unbeaten season, and then they lose against the team that is just absolute rock bottom of the table. But that is life. That's how football goes.
You think it was going to be a draw though? When Man United put their foot on the gas, do you think there was an upset there?
No, because like I said, Chelsea at the time they had 2 leagues on the trot. Chelsea are no joke side, and they have individual brilliance and they have collective brilliance as well. So that's not a team to just take lightly. Like football is played in the games of in 2 halves. If they can't respond to Manchester United, then they don't deserve to be champions, and they are champions.
They did. It was very. They put some aggression down.
Yeah, they know how to respond. They know how to respond.
Couple of good goals in there as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So no, I wasn't surprised.
Anyway, guys, so FA Cup done, women and men's this weekend. I'm hoping for, you know what I'm hoping for. But
Chelsea are winning that one.
All right, well, I didn't. I didn't ask the predictions, for this.
You didn't. Chelsea win that one. Mate.
3 games, it's been draws, so let's not do the prediction. Let's study this bottom of the table here. Eddie, Leeds United, what went wrong? Is it going to go wrong?
So 2 things about Burnley and Leeds, and I don't know which one of them I want to go down more. So
gotta say bye to everybody. Say bye to Crystal. Hold on. Everybody in the chat say goodbye, Crystal.
Bye, guys.
Have a great day. Have a great weekend.
All right, nice one, Crystal. Go on, Ed.
They kept Sean Dice and they stayed with him. They went down with him and they came back up, and then they abandoned him. And then they won those 3 games, and then they've lost the last one. So they had some momentum. If you look at chart and the colours, I don't know if you want me to translate them for you, Ern.
Yeah,
but the colours red means that they've lost, which indicates that on present form, the table will remain exactly as it is now.
Lord.
That Leeds will go down.
I don't know, I think.
And who also got rid of a fantastic manager.
You're saying that, Ern, because you're playing Burnley, so you.
I forgot about that. No, I just think they will, man. I don't know. Who's
going down? Is that who's going down? Who? Say it. Norwich,
I'm
Watford,
saying,
and
I'm
going
saying
down?
Burnley. I'm saying Burnley's
Because
going down.
you're going to beat them.
even with the game in
No,
hand.
no. I think they will, man.
They've got a game in
I think they
hand,
will.
haven't they? Yeah, they've got a game in
Yes.
hand.
So is Everton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can afford to
But
lose against Tottenham.
Yeah, but I can't.
I think
see
you
them.
beat them, but yeah. So, do you think this is how it is for the rest of the season? Zach, Eddie, Ern?
Yeah, those are the three
Yeah,
teams going.
I think
Yeah.
that's yes. I think
So-
Burnley and Everton are going to swap places because obviously Burnley's going to kick off Tottenham's face, and then Everton's going to get beaten by us.
Zachary,
So, yeah.
mate.
Yeah. Well,
Look
two
at,
games,
look
man.
at how many of look
This-
at how many of those teams have changed their manager. So at least 4 or 5
Yeah.
there, isn't there?
Yeah.
So Norwich, Watford, Leeds, Burnley,
Everton.
Up to 16, innit?
Newcastle changed.
That's
their
a good
manager.
shout, Mr. Nesta.
Aston
all
Villa
5 of them.
changed their manager.
Only Southampton hasn't. At
Southampton,
Southampton.
Crystal Palace, and Leicester haven't changed the manager.
Right, look
And
at Crystal
Brentford.
Palace are. I thought they've been. I thought they made me feel that they've done better than that. I didn't know there was that low.
And let's have a look at the top. We've done the top 4 conversation. That's how it looks now.
Oh, look at United.
We've all said what
Oh,
we've
they
had to
played
say
more
about
games
the
than
top
us,
4.
United. Cool, what a pungent
And
lot.
that's how that's staying. That's staying like that.
That's their exactly
United
right.
stink, don't they?
I'm trying to think
Whoa.
of what you've got to do in order to get that. So goal difference. Let me have a look at that. Goal difference.
Mr.
Well,
Nesta, I said we'll all be on the same points, but goal difference will get us through. That's what I said.
yeah,
I
but
think
they
we end
didn't
up on the
kill
same
it. They
point.
could have scored at least a couple more last night, couldn't they?
Tottenham, nah, it's done. They ain't gonna score what 12 goals. They scored 12 goals.
As I said, I think the Newcastle game is Arsenal's stumbling block. But
No, I think the Everton one is.
no, I can't see. Why? Why Everton?
Damari Gray, that little boy Gordon that we're probably gonna try and snap up. Richarlison, and they've got no centre backs. Do you know what I mean? Dele Alli, Bosch, 1-0 bottom corner.
Well, look at Man United. I mean, Man United.
Oh, Man United.
Man alive. Look at this. This is
The best thing that ever happened to us last year, this year.
Right? We're in 6th place.
You're next
And
to
I
West
think
Ham.
we played much worse. We're next to Tottenham. We played much worse than the year when we got rid of the West Ham manager. We were in 7th when we got rid of Moyes, and we're in. It just tells you how far Man City and Liverpool are ahead. Look at that points thing there. So
What if West Ham beat Man City?
Are you?
I'm just saying.
Robert, are you all right, mate?
This is his wet dream.
No. Listen, this is not to
buzzing,
do.
mate.
It's not to do with Liverpool. It's Manchester United. They're right on you, bro.
Yeah.
You're going to be playing Pineapple Conference Pier.
I don't understand that Man United team. The best thing to happen to Spurs was them beating us 3-0. That was
think-
God.
That's what I've said.
Eddie, if you guys do fall in that Conference League, just say it does happen. On the last game, you draw your last game. Everton win. West Ham win a game and win their last 2. What happens to Man United in that?
Well,
You fall into that position.
We do like Tottenham and create an excuse to be barred.
You jump
from
out?
it. Nobody wants to be in it.
No, I think you should just go and win it, man.
You
Go
know,
and win it,
so
man.
that thing there is for, was it Rangers in the final there? That's for them. That's for Scottish teams. That's not.
So
for
you
proper
bail
teams.
out. Big Man United run.
What did Tottenham?
No, Jose's in that.
Tottenham properly bailed out. They didn't even
No,
pretend
no,
to come up with an excuse.
We wasn't on that, mate.
Tottenham had
Just
Corona,
nonsense.
man. Arsenal.
We never
If
had
at the end
Corona.
of it, at the end of it you win, no, Arsenal took the Mickey with the Corona.
No.
We can come back to that.
Arsenal's one of Arsenal's coaches' dog had Corona, so it's
Nobody in the first team had Corona, and the
Kitman had Corona.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Wasn't the Kitman
Because
had
they paid
Corona?
the penalty.
Yeah,
Didn't
Kitman-
they?
The Kitman.
Do you believe in karma, Zach? Do you believe in karma, Zach?
Of course, that's karma.
Yeah.
That result last night was karma for the foolishness you did to postpone that game.
And they got rid of half their team as well during the transfer window. Bloody idiots.
No,
Easy,
he's not.
Tricky Nick.
No.
You know that.
No,
Tricky always
no,
come on here with
no.
foolishness. No, he's not tricky.
Lukaku must play for Chelsea to win. as he occupies defenders and leaves space for Mount and others. Mount, come on,
yeah,
please.
but he still plays like he's wearing wet denim jeans and size 12 Timberland boots.
Just
Lukaku,
remember,
he ain't got
winning the game
he's got
for us.
zero finesse, mate.
It's his first touch, isn't it?
Mane and Diaz.
touch.
And the way Gussie says it, he don't say remember. He said,
no, I know those two.
Remember.
This Diaz guy, he is the brightest, freshest, newest, most magnificent player in the Premier League. He's a joy to watch. He does foolishness, and you go, "Why did you do that?" And then you think, "Why not?" He's brilliant.
Yeah, he's
I
not as good as Kulusevski, but he's all right. He's all right. He's not as good as Kulusevski.
I hope he does get a trophy, another trophy. I really hope he does get that.
I need to sign off now, Robo.
We are going to all sign off. Let's have one more message. It's Man United's worst season for 45 years, but still only a few points from Spurs and Arsenal. Everyone
by Tricky Nicky, pack it in, Tricky. Pack it in,
Thank you, Tricky Nicky, man. Listen,
try and kill the show.
Thanks for joining us, Ed. How much should we owe you? How much is the bill now? How much we owe you?
Edit. So good luck tomorrow, guys. Good luck tomorrow, Robbo.
Yeah, we're gonna need that luck against Chelsea. Good luck, Tottenham. Big game, Burnley. You're gonna start the weekend off for us, football-wise, Premier League at home, and of course, Zach. Monday night. Listen, Arsenal are good for a Monday night football. Come on,
squeaky bum time, mate.
Listen, guys, thanks for joining us. Guys, if you're watching the show, hit the like button. If you're watching it now, just touch that like button right now before you exit the door. You know, like when you go on the trains, you touch in and you touch out. Eddie don't know about that because you push up behind people. You touch in and you touch out. Touch that like button. We'll see you next week, Fixture List. Remember, it's going to be the final one of the season, Fixture List this style, but we're coming back for a Champions League special. You're all invited!